Hi everyone, my name is Tim Sawyer. I'm from a company called Track and Trace Solutions, and this is just a light overview of what AssetCloud looks like with some of the features that are available within it. Obviously, for a fully comprehensive overview, please contact us for an appointment and we can show you in a lot more detail how you might use this system. So AssetCloud was developed so you can track all your fixed assets such as tools and equipment, IT equipment, furniture, white goods, and basically any asset of value that you need to know where it is and who has it. So AssetCloud was also designed to track your assets via barcode scanning, which means barcode scanning equipment and asset tags. Now you can use on your PC to track your assets, just a dumb cabled or cordless barcode scanner. You can also use a iOS or an Android phone, or even an Android or a rugged enterprise device that our clients call PDA scanners. We call them handheld mobile computers. Now the PDA scanners are the most popular choice as they've actually got a scanner, 2D scanning imager built into them, so it does make for much quicker and efficient scanning compared to a camera on a phone. But it's best to chat to us directly on this for more information on these two variables, because there is a few choices here, and we can go into that in a lot more detail. For now, you need to concentrate really, or anyone that's looking at an asset tracking system should make all their decisions based on the functionality of the software and if it's the right price for you as well. So look at your budget and whether you can afford it or not. So without further ado, with AssetCloud, there are two versions, but both will be basically logging in. So as you can see, I've got my username and password. I'm just about to log in right now. Now this is AssetCloud and what it looks like. Probably the best thing for us about AssetCloud is that it's very, very low in support, and we don't get many calls for clients needing assistance. It's quite intuitive. I'm just trying to open the screen up a little bit larger, and hopefully that shows it all. So right now you're looking into AssetCloud. You can see probably the first things you need to set up are your lookups. So you can see that you've got different sites, locations, you may have different departments. You can load all of this information, employees or customers that are using it. We actually use it for our customers. We have a fleet over 130 PDA scanners that we rent out or we loan out to customers. And this is a great way of us tracking all of those assets out to them. But for a lot of our clients, it's just tracking with employees. Vendors, manufacturers, there's a whole lot of information, categories, what is the type of asset it is that you can load into it, and you don't have to manually type these in. You can preload them all in by bulk loading in via tables, and we can show you how to do that. Probably the thing I should go through first, however, there is a matrix that you need to look at, and if you do reach out to us, we'll send you a brochure, and in it we'll basically give you, we'll have pricing in the email, but also this brochure, which gives you an idea of the breakdown of the three different versions. And as you can see, there's AssetCloud Complete, there's AssetCloud OP, which basically means, well, AssetCloud is that it's clouded, there's a yearly subscription. AssetCloud OP Complete means that you've got all the functionality, as you can see, but it's on-premise, which means that you install it on your server, you take full responsibility. So, and then you have AssetCloud On-Premise Basic, which means that it's a cut-down version of Complete, and obviously that's going to be a bit cheaper as well. Okay, so that's probably the first thing to keep in mind. Secondly, the way that they structure the licensing is that it's a concurrent user. So we may, what we send out to the clients, let me just find here it is here. So you can see that the is the users, and one user is probably one of my most common AssetCloud Complete one user. If you see the 5 user, it means that 5 users concurrently can use the system at one time. So, and then the one user, only one user at a time can use the system. So you may have 100 employees wanting to use it, but if you go for the one user, then only one user or one person at a time can actually use the system. Okay. Um, so back into the system itself. Okay, bear with me. Here we go. So once you load all that information in, you're ready to go. And what we find the easiest way to actually set your system up is to use a mobile device. And here it is here. This is actually running on one of the mobile devices we sell with the system. So once you've loaded all that data into the system, all you need to do is just go to your mobile device, download, and that'll take all that information into your PDA. So setting up the system is quite easy then, because all we're going to do is we can where is it here? A new asset, and we would pre-print off a roll of tags, 1,000. They come on a roll of 1,000. We would grab one of the tags, apply it to the asset, and just scan. Now all that information will, because it's already in the system, will you just populate, tell the asset type. We can that's an adapter. And that'll come up with a description already. You tell it the site you're in, you tell it the location, and then you save. Now you've just saved your first asset. So very, very easy once you've done all the groundwork and got your data into the system. Okay. With your mobile device, you can use this anywhere. You can use it for obviously doing orderly if you need to, checking out. I find that actually, if you're in a storeroom having just a laptop, if you've got a Wi-Fi connection, there's an easy way of going as well with just a dumb barcode scanner, or you can use your PDA scanner and check out your assets to your employee. Check out to employees, check in. Really great to be doing it on a mobile device, or as I said, on a laptop. The other thing I like about mobile devices is that this system can also be used for doing maintenance. And I'll just show that a little bit later. So if we get out of there, we go back into the PC. Take that off the screen. And once you've set up all your lookups, it's as simple as going into transactions. Most common features that get used are your checkout, check-in. So for this, I also like to actually print a receipt. You don't have to, I like to. You would tell it the employee. So I've actually got my name in here. Now, each employee, if you don't have to set up barcodes, you can do what I've done. You can just set them up in the system, and they'll come up straight away. Up to you. We can set due dates, or we can just leave that as no due date, and that way you just assign equipment out to those employees without a due date, but at least you know who's got it and how long they've had it for. We lock down that. The name of the employee. We lock down the due date. For now, we won't have any. So bang, and I'll just do a simple exercise. I've actually just got a plugged-in cable scanner, and if we scan a couple of assets out, that's one. and there's 2. And I'll scroll down the page, and you can see those 2 assets just sitting there. And all we do is we just check it out. Simple as that. So because I've set up the receipt to print out, it's now asking me to print that out. And I usually do that, print without preview, and it just prints out, and there's my hard copy. Not everyone does that, and as I said, there are many ways to use this system. This is just one of them. Okay, we close that off. So the same goes for when you're checking in, and we're going to be, it's employee Tim. Just scan those back in. And that should be the 2 back in. Pretty simple. Yep. And there we go there. Now, there's also quite a lot of reporting that I'll come down to in a minute. You can see down here, yeah, there's probably about 60 odd reports. These are flexible, and if you've got the full complete versions, you can actually customize your reports as well. So transaction reports are great, audit reports, asset reports, and we can go in a lot more detail into that if you require us to with a one-on-one. Another important area is maintenance. This is actually really important for a lot of our clients because they need to be able to schedule maintenance for their assets. And one of the beautiful things about this is that you can set up tasks, preset these tasks up, so that when you're using your mobile device, these tasks will come up on what needs to be carried out on that asset. Okay. You can also schedule reminders. These can be reports that can be set up to remind you when these assets need to be, when their maintenance is coming up. So not only do you have this functionality to be able to carry out the maintenance, but also you can have scheduled reports on reminding you when these assets need to be maintained. Okay. Obviously, there's auditing in here as well. So some clients like that when they've got fixed assets that they need to do audits once a year on. So you would do this with your mobile device and just walk around and tell the location that you're in, and then carry out that audit. This will actually give you a list of what hasn't been scanned in the audit as well. You can also set up for different users. So setting up the roles, this is just, you may have someone that is a manager, has full rights, and then you may have just a standard user, and you can actually cut down on what privileges they get. So standard user, admin user, there are your roles, and this is where you set it up. Okay. Where else? And then obviously your barcoding is in here, setting up your labels. We can go through that in more detail if you require it at a later date. And you can also track by quantities. We get some clients that you don't need to have an individual asset ID. So for some assets, like chairs, tables, you may just create the one barcode and track it by quantity. All right, so there's plenty of reports, there's plenty of filtering to allow you to know where all your assets are, who has them, what locations they're in, and what maintenance needs to be carried out. That's it for today. Thank you very much, and as I said, if you need more information, please contact Track and Trace for a lot more detailed information there. Thank you very much.